monsters, but if I did, this video would end up getting too long. So as always, let's just move on to the next game.
I step over negative perceptions and create my own path. I am a new cycle.
The next game I'll be playing is Arachno. And like Three Nightmares, I'll be joined by my friends Daphne Tomato and Gruggy. Going down in the description, the game says, "Welcome to Arachno. Escape your way out of madness." Like, favorite, and follow the game for more future. Yeah, you get the idea. And looking at the ratings, it's almost nearly halved with a 57% like to dislike ratio. Oh, and of course, like 90% of Roblox horror games, this game is in beta. Who would have guessed? So with all that covered, we can now load in. Starting the game, it unsurprisingly puts us in a lobby. And of course, the obvious is put here like the top supporters, group member benefits, and so on. There's also a shop in this game that allows you to buy basic things like glow sticks and flashlights. There's even a premium store too, which is just like, come on dude. So after going into this cave and going in these rooms, the game now starts, which puts you in this little room where you can grab a flashlight with unlimited battery. Wait, what's the point of buying a flashlight if it's just right here? What? But anyways, the door now opens up, and oh my god, it's a goddamn maze. Yep, forget interesting and engaging map design, just make the whole game a maze. God dang it. But ignoring the map layout, the goal of the game is for you to collect keys and eggs in order to progress, all while you hide from the spooky monster. Which is like, what on earth am I looking at? Yeah, so out of all of the monsters we looked at in this video, this one is probably the worst in design. Not only does it look incredibly silly, but it's also really slow. There is a run option in this game to speed things up, but even at walking speed, it won't catch up to you. And to add insult to injury, it doesn't even one-shot you, taking only half your health away. So as a result, this monster is barely even a threat. There's also little rooms that you can hide yourself in, but not only does it sometimes not work in your favor, but again, you can just walk away. Now as for the puzzles, there are 3 doors that you need to unlock. There are other puzzles too, though it's mainly centered around the keys and eggs. But unfortunately, the first 2 doors are seemingly just for game padding, as when you unlock the first door, it only gives you another key which is used to unlock the second door, which again gives you another key to use for the third door. I love game design, but it's whatever. Now that we finally unlocked the third door, we can move on upstairs. However, for the 3 of us, there's a gap in the way. So now we have to find a piece of wood that looks like it was legit stolen from Piggy. Seriously, it's the exact same model. And after that, we now have to open the store using eggs. But there's a problem. There's about 7 of them. So of course we have to go all the way back in the maze and pull a page from Slender to find some eggs. But it doesn't even end there, because when you do put down an egg, the egg where you originally found it doesn't disappear. So if you just so happen to collect the same egg, well, tough luck. And you also can only hold 1 egg at a time. So the last puzzle is just this really long and tedious trial and error until you finally find the last egg. But finally, after putting in all the eggs, the door eventually opens, and that was the entire game. So yeah, that's about all I have to say for this game. It's a long, sprawling, tedious, and boring maze game. But hey, at the end of the mission you get money.
20 bucks.
Where you can buy things like a candle. Yay? Looking into the lobby, there does appear to be another level that seems to be coming soon. But this game was updated back in June, and there isn't really much of a player base. So I don't think this game will be updated anytime soon. But yeah, there's nothing really much else to say. So let's just move on to the next game. So for the last game, let's take a look at school. And thankfully I've saved the worst for last, which you'll know what I mean later in the video. So right off the bat, you can immediately tell this game is going to be interesting with the 44% dislike ratio, which is even more comical when it asks you to like the game. Funnily enough, this game was actually released not too long ago, and despite being new, it's already gotten a total play count of 5 million. So on the surface, it might seem like this game is decent, but oh no my friend. What lies past this page is a pure and utter mess of gameplay. Beginning the map, it puts you inside of a lobby where you can play with other people. I decided this time around I would join a lobby of 4 to see what happens. Once the game starts, the game gives us an unskippable intro. At around 2 o'clock every night in the biggest school in America, strange things happen in the school. A group of friends want to solve this mystery, but when they enter the school, they realize that the situation is much more dangerous, and they do their best to escape. Oh, okay. So the first thing I want to talk about in this game is the monologue. The monologue in this game is extremely inconsistent. Like, for instance, even though the intro said you and your friends were going into school, once the match starts, the text acts like they don't even know where they are. And then all of a sudden, they immediately know what they're doing and say the goal. But just because the story doesn't make sense doesn't make it a bad game. So how's the gameplay? Well, terrible. Just pure, boring, unstimulating garbage. The first thing that you need to do in this game is find the manager room, where during it, you'll find things like unscary jump scares, useless rooms, and even a bunch of microtransactions. Yay! Okay, but seriously, there is a lot of them in this game, and they more often than not are shoved in your face. But anyways, after me and these other people explored the school, we finally found the manager door, and it was locked. And the gameplay afterwards is what I like to call the key loop syndrome. Basically, it's a case in a lot of horror games where the devs have you go around finding a key to unlock a door, only for the doors to harbor a second key which is then used to unlock another door. And this game does exactly that. Once we unlocked the manager door, it had another key in it asking us to unlock a classroom. And once we did, it then gave us another key asking us to unlock the gym. Bro. And by this point in the playthrough, 2 of the players in our group had already left, probably just from sheer boredom. But unlike them, me and this bald guy continued going. So after unlocking the gym, the monologue somehow instantly knows that there's a creature looking about, and we're given an option. We can either leave the school or continue to explore it more. Wait, we can just leave whenever we want? So what was the point of doing all that mindless gameplay before? Why are we even in this school? Nonetheless, me and the other guy decided to keep going. And then we quickly noticed that the school turned into a maze. Wow, I love mazes in horror games, don't you? Anywho, I soon died from the monster, which just really shaked its head no at me and then questioned if I wanted to spend money on this game. And that was that. So not including the low-effort games like Smile, Survive SpongeBob, or even Bridgeworm, this is probably the worst Roblox horror game that we've looked at in this video. And it's not hard to see why. It's completely tedious with unskippable intros. Not only is it riddled with microtransactions, but actively shoves it in your face. And they're not even that useful half the time. The monsters are goofy, the game has poor grammar, the story makes no sense, and it's just an overall unengaging, unscary mess. Let's just say the 44% like to dislike ratio is probably well deserved. I'm really surprised that 1,000 people right now are tolerating this game. Of course, I could continue further if I wanted to, but I think I'm just gonna leave it off here. And with the last game covered, I can now finally move on and leave, concluding all of the games. And that was the final game that I'll be playing in this video. So in conclusion, Roblox games still aren't scary. Yeah, so I understand that horror is pretty much subjective, and a lot of the comments are still gonna say that they got scared of the games that I played. And yeah, that's totally fine. The point of this video wasn't to try and convince you to start getting scared of these games. If you're scared of the spooky Roblox figure, then at the end of the day, you're scared of the spooky Roblox figure. I can't help you with that. All I'm saying is that in my personal experience, I couldn't find the least bit of horror in any of these Roblox games. And to the people that say, oh, well these games are supposed to be a joke. Yeah, I guess I can see where you're coming from. But my guy, would you really devote weeks or months of your life coding a Roblox game just for a chuckle? Now, before I go, I do want to add a couple more things before I end this video. Now, back in my previous Roblox title, I remarked twice about how you need to spend money to operate on hosting Roblox servers. Yeah, that was a mistake, and it's not actually true. It's totally free, and that was my bad on that part. And second, if you're watching this and haven't seen the first Roblox video I made, there's not any crucial lore you're missing from part 1, but if you want to watch it, there will be a link in the description. Also, to the people that really wanted me to talk about Piggy, I actually already have a video just for that. It's not really that good, but it's there if you want to see it. Oh, and another thing, in about a week's time from now, my channel will be 5 years old, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's about all I have to say for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you sometime in the future. Goodbye.
What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing! Ah! Shit! Fuck me! Shit! What the fuck? I don't fucking know! Fuck! Stop screaming! Stop!
Festool tools are built to deliver durable quality, reliable precision, and dependable power.
So on this channel, I've talked about mobile horror games not once, but twice, and how they're really not scary at all. Some of the games that I played back then were more often than not really strange. And quite frankly, the games probably wouldn't even be able to scare a 10-year-old if they tried. However, despite the 2 uploads that I made in 2021, I still feel as though I haven't reviewed enough of these games, as oh boy, there are a lot of them. Now, while